So on February 13th, we woke up early. We went to grab Ryan's parents, and then we went to a tea plantation out on the edge of town. This tea plantation was really, really cool.
Best, I guess, oolong producers in Taiwan.
Was it oolong?
Well, I
thought he made all different
kinds.
kinds.
Yeah, he made all different kinds of tea. So,
so it was sort of like one guy, and it was who I think ran the whole thing, and he gave us a sort of a tour of the fields where the tea trees, are they trees or bushes?
Trees.
Where the tea plants were, and then he had the room with the machines where they sort it and roast it and ferment
like
it.
dried the tea and fermented
the whole
tea,
process.
and then he had like kind of where he bagged it in the end.
So that was really, really neat to just see like the tea from where it was grown, and they explained, you pick it when the leaves look a certain way at a certain time.
But so what was so fun is we go into this little tiny town and we park, and it's almost like the town I feel like that my grandfather was in. So it was just like a little street going. I mean, it wasn't like Taipei. It wasn't far from Taipei, but
right. But it was like a little city, little town.
It was just like a little one street town hogging the road. And so we go into this little tea shop and sit down and start talking with the proprietor. And then other people from the town start showing up and like sitting behind us and like watching and listening in.
The neighbors were sort of like, oh, there's Americans next door. Let's go. Let's sit in and hang out and see what they're up to. So it was sort of like.
So we were kind of a spectacle.
Yeah, a little bit. It was really cute.
So I mean, like what you do is you go in and you sit, and it's kind of like a coffee shop here almost. You have a glass of tea, and so like he poured teas of different types for us.
So I think first we went to the outside area and saw the plantations, and he gave us a little tour, and then we went inside and then we sat down, and he treated us to all different kinds of tea. I think we probably had like 5 or 6 cups of tea just so we could sample green tea, black tea with rose, and pomelo. So pomelos are pomelo and I'm saying it, pomelo. I've never had a pomelo before this. So they take pomelo, which is a citrus fruit, and they take the fruit out, right? They take the fruit part out, and then they stuff it with black tea. And this is an ancient tradition of
the Hakka?
Yeah, so it's an old Hakka tradition. And then they hang it up and they dry it and they let it age while it's just hanging on the wall. And then you take like some scissors and you cut off a little slice of the pomelo and you make tea out of it. So then it's sort of like pomelo aged black tea.
And it's supposed to be very medicinal, so there are like different purposes for it.
Yeah, he said if you have a cough, then take a little snip of the pomelo tea and make tea.
And you like make tea out of it, and it cures your cough.
So he gave us a little bit of the tea from the pomelo as well, and that was just a really cool experience.
And that's like a huge deal, because I think the one that he took the little shaving off of
He said it was 40 years old.
No, I think that one was older.
No, he said it was 40 years old. It was really neat.
Yeah, there were some that I think were older than he was.
Yeah.
So it was a very, I really enjoyed the experience.
They were so nice just to welcome us, to show us around where they grow the tea and where they process the tea right there in their small batches, and where they drink the tea, and just everyone was so welcoming. It was really
people
nice.
in Taiwan were like the most
so
friendly, sweetest people I have ever met.
We had such a good experience there.
I was reading things about dengue, and that was a bad idea. There were like mosquitoes in the tea fields because, you know, it's a tea field. Of course there are going to be mosquitoes out. And so I was like freaking out, like, mosquitoes.
I think at one point I put my jacket on and my scarf up, and I was like, even though it was quite warm, and you can see in the video that Ryan's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, we were like bundled up, like, so only our eyes were showing.
And it's like, we were okay, but
so I did get a mosquito bite, and I was kind of freaking out about it, and then I think they were kind of laughing at us because we were being ridiculous.
Well,
and then Ryan's dad came up and he got one. He was like, "Look, I have a mosquito bite too. It's gonna be okay."
No,
I was
so
like, "Thank you."
They were being extremely polite and ignoring the rude foreigners that were dressed head to toe.
Oh, it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah,
but,
it's...
You know, and it was like dengue and Zika. We were just reading all this terrible, horrible stuff. We got our vaccinations before we went, and
never read a scientific review on the effects of any sort of illness that you may contract while traveling, because it's just good.